G'day guys, and welcome to my Rxys V2 video. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about NRL preliminary finals recap for 2019 guys, so let's get started. So this first match of that game, we see the Raiders taking on the Rabbitohs. Correct me if I'm wrong though, but yeah, I did see this game. It was an absolute great attacking football for the Raiders. They're an absolute great side, and I tell you, I was going to go for the Raiders, but I was just thinking that the Rabbitohs were just going to get this win. But unfortunately, though, they lost James Roberts, you name it. They just lost to Jimmy the Jet. And I tell you, though, that game was just a bit sloppy. And I tell you that the Rabbitohs, they were just out of control, really. They just really attacked very badly, and they played very poorly. And unfortunately, I have to say, I feel so sorry for the Rabbitohs though, but they're just really off the mark, and really they messed around too much, and they didn't focus on playing the right footy they're supposed to. But really, Dane Gagai was an absolute great player to score that try. Really, I just think that this one though was probably one of the weirdest games, like an average game. But what I mean though is Rabbitohs, they just didn't held on that well. And what I mean is the Rabbitohs, they just lacked defense and lacked attacking ability. But really what I just seen was Corey Allen is the most terrible player in that game. That was just out of control, and he should be dropped from that side. Really, he should be dropped immediately, because I reckon though he's just very terrible, and he needs to improve his football until he gets his abilities right. I just think that he needs to be dropped immediately. But really, I thought to myself though that game though was an absolute brilliant match by the Raiders, and the Raiders got the job done though by so many points. But it was a 16 points to 10 scoreline, and I thought to myself that it was an absolute great game though by the Raiders. Asia Soliola played his game pretty good. Like Joey Leilua played really well, but unfortunately he did get injured. Just to give you guys a little bit of update on that game. But really, I just thought that game though was an absolute brilliant match to see at GIO Stadium in Canberra. And yeah, what an absolute great game that was. And really, it was just an average game, but what I can say is 50 out of 50. I couldn't see a really tight game though, but really, if it was the Roosters and Storm, I reckon that game was just going to be really absolute fun to watch. But really, Raiders and the Rabbitohs just played themselves really hard and really good. But yeah, well done to the Raiders for getting that win though. And yeah, unfortunately though for the Rabbitohs, I feel so sorry for them. But yeah, they had a tough week. But unfortunately though, they played terrible, and Corey Allen needs to be dropped immediately, because he was just terrible, and he played off this bloody terrible attack. And yeah, unfortunately though, he just played very poorly. But yeah, for the Raiders, who I can see played really well was Joey Leilua. Josh Papali absolutely played his game freakingly 100%. I tell you, Josh Papali played really well, and I just think that what a try for a match-winning try that was, to get 16 points to 10 win for the Raiders. And yeah, what an absolute great win for that game that was. But yeah, unfortunately though for the Rabbitohs, I'm sorry, but you played your heart out, but unfortunately you didn't get that win against the Raiders at GIO Stadium in Canberra. But I did go for the Rabbitohs though by 10 points, and unfortunately though, they have lost that game. The next game of that round though, we see the Roosters taking on the Melbourne Storm. I think though that game was just such a brilliant match to watch. Oh my goodness though, in a couple of minutes, we've seen Nelson Asafa-Solomona taken on against Siwa Takiaho in that bit of a push and shove type of fight. But yeah, that was just really weird and surprising though. But yeah, I hate to see that one was just so brilliant though. But what I mean though, Roosters are an absolute great footy side, and I knew for a fact that the Roosters were going to get this win though. But it was 14 points to 6 that scoreline was, and I just thought to myself that that game though had the focus on the Roosters, and really for Melbourne Storm to get one try. Fortunately, that I think Nelson Solomona, I think he got that first try though, but unfortunately he didn't really play this very good football. But yeah, he did to get that first try of that game. But fortunately though, that game was just poor for the Melbourne Storm. But yeah, for people that really hate the Melbourne Storm, I feel so sorry for you guys that really like the Melbourne Storm. They just played really well, and they were first on the ladder, but unfortunately the Roosters just took over and just made themselves really proud of that game to get that win against the Melbourne Storm, 14 points to 6. But I did go for the Roosters though by 10 points, and they did get the job done by very good match, but like very much points. But yeah, so what I mean is Latrell Mitchell played really well. There was a couple of areas which I consider very poor. That game was bit, but really I thought to myself though that it was an absolute great game to see this match taking place at the SCG, and well done to the Roosters for getting that win against the Melbourne Storm. But yeah, what I think is the Roosters, they played their absolute heart out, and they really are the most dominant team in the comp. But really, Cooper Cronk is an absolute great halfback in the comp. To see him play against his former club, oh my goodness, I just think that he is an absolute great halfback of all time. But yeah, what a great player he is. But I think he is retiring for this year, and so is Cameron Smith, I believe, but I'm not too sure though. I may think that Cameron Smith and Cooper Cronk are retiring, but really, once I saw a picture of Cooper Cronk and Cameron Smith together, that made me surprised, and I thought to myself that they were going to hate each other for life. And yeah, but unfortunately though, it was changed, and yeah, how the way this one was, Cameron Smith and Cooper Cronk just shook hands and gave them respect to each other, which I thought was an absolute great idea and great thing to do, to give themselves good respect to each other, which really brought my heart out. But yeah, Craig Bellamy would have been really upset to see that loss, but they did lose, I think, a couple of their games against the Roosters though. But really, I thought to myself that what I think is that the Roosters are an absolute great footy side, which they've got Sam Verrills, Latrell Mitchell, James Tedesco. He is an absolute dominant fullback of that match, and I really think that that game was just such brilliant for him, just to make so many try-saving tackles against, like, let's say, Jerome Hughes, Cameron Munster, and I think, like, let's say Felice Kafusi and Ryan Pappenhausen, really, because since he was the fullback, he was just on the speed, and really he played his absolute great footy game. But yeah, Ryan Pappenhausen played absolute great average game of that match. But yeah, what an absolute great game that was. And yeah, I had that game, which that was an absolute brilliant match to see that the Roosters just took the win against the Melbourne Storm though, 14 points to 6, and I did go for the Sydney Roosters by 10 points, and they did get the job done against the Melbourne Storm, which I was surprised that that game was just 10 out of 10, or I'd say 100 out of 100. But yeah, it was an absolute brilliant match to see, an entertaining football match against the Melbourne Storm. Thanks guys for watching my video, guys. Stay tuned for more. I will be doing a couple of videos for you guys coming to you soon, which I'll be doing 2 predictions and also the grand final vlog. Sorry for that. But yeah, I'll be doing a couple of videos for you guys, which I'll be doing the predictions and the vlog, grand final vlog, which I'll be doing for you guys that absolutely love my videos. And yeah, I'll be doing that very soon, and the vlog will be coming out on Sunday, which will be the grand final. Roosters taking on the Canberra Raiders anyway. So yeah, I'll be doing that on Sunday night anyway. So yeah, thanks guys for watching my video, guys. Have a good one, guys, and yeah, just have a good one. And yeah, thanks guys for watching this video, and yeah, hope to see you guys in my next video. But yeah, have a good one, guys, and take care.